If you're watching this, then we are live from the Amazon rainforest. My name is Aaron Pomerantz, and I'm a National Geographic grantee out here in the Peruvian part of the Amazon rainforest. This is really cool. So we've got a few new scientific projects going on that I want to share with you. One of them we tried to share the other night, but we weren't getting too much reception. We're flying drones over the canopy of the Amazon rainforest. So Danny is manning the drone right now. We're above the canopy right now, as you can see. And it's just a little bit after sunrise, so thanks for joining on this Sunday morning with us. It's really pretty out today. So Danny is flying the drone, and we're going to tell you a little bit about why we do this kind of work. It's not just for fun, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, so this is a scientific project going on that involves drones flying over the canopy in the Amazon. So let's take a look. I'm going to flip the camera around and Dan will show you what he's looking at the moment. So, if you can see us we're right here. There we go, in focus, right there. So that's us. And that's the Amazon canopy. So we are up here in this tower, which is so cool. Right, Danny? So can you tell us a little bit about what we're looking at here?
Yeah, sure. Well, Aaron, this is the canopy of the Tambopata forest.
Mm-hmm.
And as I told you the other day, this can seem that this is just for fun. This is like kind of a toy. But we're using for study the ecology of the canopy, okay? So
Right.
we are studying phenology. Phenology is blooming and fruiting of the trees.
Yes.
So if you study that just from the ground, you're going to lose a big amount of data because there are a lot of flowers and fruits that you cannot see from the ground,
That's
even
right.
with a good pair of binoculars. So this guy is actually helping us a lot to know more about the flower, about the moment where the trees are flowering and they are fruiting.
Yeah. So to sum up a little bit what Danny said, we're flying the drone over the canopy so that we can see the trees that are flowering. This is really difficult to do from the base of the canopy because you're on the ground, trees are like 100 feet up, and it can be really, really difficult to see over this vast sea of the rainforest which trees are fruiting and where they're fruiting. So with Danny flying the drone, we can sort of identify the species of the tree and when they're flowering. Is that right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So it's really cool. So I'm going to flip around to the drone again. Cool. So check it out.
I'm going to try to get really close
Yeah.
to some fruits of this acacia. And give me just a moment.
So I'm showing you sort of the canopy above us right now.
So
We're about 100 feet up. So this is the Amazon canopy all below us. We're in the Peruvian Amazon. And if you look around, you can see how difficult it is just past these trees to see anything, even though we're about 100 feet up. So there's the drone right there, and Danny is flying it near this acacia tree, right?
yeah,
And so here's the drone footage
at this,
of what
Aaron.
we're seeing.
you see these quite small balls like hanging from the tree, from this acacia.
Mhm.
Okay, so these are the fruits of the acacia. So how do you think that we can see these from the ground?
Yeah.
It's impossible. This is a huge amount of data that we can lose if we don't use this drone for what we call aerobot.
Yeah. So I like that word, aerobotany.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really cool. That's one of the projects going on, and I think that's one of the coolest visually to see a drone over the Amazon rainforest. I think it's just totally beautiful. And if you're just joining us now, we're just a little bit after sunrise here in the Amazon rainforest. And so it's a beautiful morning. The sun just rose maybe a few minutes ago. So if you're here with us on this early Sunday morning, thanks for joining us at sunrise. So let's talk about some of the other scientific projects going on. So if you're just joining us, my name is Aaron, and I'm a National Geographic grantee. I'm an entomologist by training, so I come out here to the Amazon rainforest to study some of the insect and other arthropod diversity out here. It's really cool. So if you're into this stuff, leave some comments below or any questions for us. Danny is a field ecologist who's been working out here on some really cool projects, including the drone footage, and he's also involved in a really cool camera trap project. So this involves setting up these camera traps. So essentially you put this out and you're trying to find wildlife that you can't normally see just by walking around yourself. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly, Aaron. So make studies of wildlife, of big mammals especially in the jungle is quite difficult because it's really hard to see them. They always detect us before we can do it. So they flee from us. We want to know exactly the pattern movements and also the density of the population of the jaguars in the Tambopata National Reserve.
Right.
That's what we are studying, this huge area of almost 200 square kilometers.
So this is below me. We're about 100 feet up high. So it would kind of suck to fall down, but we're in a canopy tower. Check it out. So like you can see down here is the bottom of the rainforest canopy, and we're above it. So Danny is still flying the drone. He's looking at different trees right now that are fruiting at different times. And as he mentioned, also setting up camera traps. Because this rainforest is so big, it'd be really, really difficult to just walk around and find these elusive animals like jaguars, like pumas, like anteaters. So it's a lot of work out here in the Amazon, but it's kind of cool because we're using this new technology, right? It was only recently that we could use these drones and camera traps. And so it's really exciting how it's sort of changing the way we can do field ecology research, right?
Yes, Aaron, I think that this is really important because it makes things really easier for us.
Yeah.
Imagine before, instead of setting up these 100 cameras in the rainforest, you have to go inside of the forest, wait for the animals in a tent camp for maybe 1 week, and you don't know if you could see them or not. But now we can know for sure that we are gonna have that data. And
Yeah.
without we being there. So this is amazing how we can make these awesome studies with this technology that it's been developed.
Yeah, it's a cool time to be doing this kind of field research because technology is rapidly improving. We have these remote sensors like these camera traps, and how this one works is it breaks an infrared beam, and then it can trigger and take a picture of the animal.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The movement. It gets activated with the movement.
Yeah.
So we can see exactly every animal that passes through the trail.
Right, so for instance, we could set this up at the base of a tree, and then it could take a picture of a jaguar or something walking by. And we've got the drone footage. And then I also want to share a little bit about the entomology research that we do out here. So if you can see behind me, it's just vast rainforest as far as you can see. And insects and other arthropods are the most biodiverse group of animals on this planet. So in particular in the Amazon rainforest, they're hyperdiverse, and there are undescribed species everywhere. So new fly species, new butterfly species, new spider species. And so it takes a lot of work to figure out what is out here. This in turn, if you can describe new species, can help to preserve national parks like this.